Hi, I was baptized on July 26th, 2020. I'm going to tell you why. My whole life, I never grew up with a religion. My parents never celebrated Christmas like how it should be. Easter was never celebrated how it should be in the Christian faith. My mom's side was Catholic. She had a mother who was very into the Catholic religion. My dad's side was Jewish, and when they had me unexpectedly, they decided to never do a religion for me because they could never decide or never even had that conversation. Growing up, I always feel like I searched for God. I feel like I searched for Him in my prayers. I feel like I searched for Him in my dreams. I feel like I searched for Him outside sources. I felt like I wanted everything I could to be with God in prayer and just always reaching out and trying to find Him. I would have friends that would go to different churches and I would go with them, and no other church felt like home. I felt like I was there, and I wanted to have a home church so much because I felt like that's where really God was. And not knowing who God was at an early age, I felt like I was slowly learning and trying to find Him. I found the church that I go to now through my boyfriend's mom. She invited me one day for Easter. It was a couple months after my grandmother had passed away. It was really hard for me, and it was a really dark time because I never, ever had felt like it was just really hard for me because I was in a really dark place and I never had lost anyone before. So I felt, I guess God heals us in our broken times. I was there for about a year, and then July 26th, 2020, I decided I was going to get baptized. It was a conversation and thought that I had been thinking about for a long time, and I knew I decided I wanted to do it. I wanted that full and complete God control of my life. I wanted to be fully in a relationship with the Lord. And ever since I made that decision, I will never go back. It's been such a blessing in my life. It's definitely been hard, and I never realized being a Christian is hard. You see all these people praising the Lord and thinking, oh, they have a great life, they don't go through anything. But in reality, as a Christian, I think you go through more because you see things that the Spirit talks to you and shows you about people, things, and it can be very hard at sometimes. The week after I got baptized, I had the hardest week. I felt like I was being attacked every day, and I couldn't understand why. And I was just like, what is going on? Why am I just not feeling like good, like how I should? But I guess I knew then that's why I was supposed to be. I love the faith, and I think the first real time I really realized God is when I went to the hospital when I was in high school. I had thoughts of suicide, and it was a very dark time for me. My dog had just died. My dad just moved out of the country. I had moved to a new school the year before, junior year of high school. I was really confused, and I think I was healing from a lot of wounds. I had a lot of wounds within me that I was unaware of, and it just came all crashing down. When I was in the hospital, I had a devotional book that I would read every day, and when I was in there, I guess because there was no distractions, I was there for about 4 days. When there was no distractions, I felt the love of God, and I said, God, you are going to save me. I just knew it then and there. I wasn't a Christian then, and I didn't know I was gonna be to the point where I even got baptized. I wanted to, though. My whole life I wanted to, and I believed, I felt like I wanted to be there. So after I got to the hospital, God really showed me and guided me through everything. Back in October of 2021, I did join therapy. Even though I was a Christian, I felt like there were some wounds that I still needed to heal from. I finished that back in June of 2022, and healing those wounds was incredible. God really guided me through every step of the way, and now I feel like going into my 26th year in October in 2 months that I have healed those wounds as a kid, and it's all because I became a Christian, and I would never trade it for anything else in the world. I live without it, and I live with it, and it's probably the best decision I think I've ever made. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. Stay blessed.